Hey everyone, welcome to Yoga with Amalia. Special thanks to Elizabeth, who is the featured yoga instructor on today's Gentle Flow. If you want to learn more about Elizabeth, check the description below the video. Enjoy.
Let's start in a comfortable seated position. It's always nice to take a prop that can help to lift the hips a little bit so you're not rounding in the lower back. That could be a couple of blankets stacked, or towels, or if you have yoga blocks or some books, you can take those and stack 2 of them, and then sit in a supported hero's pose. So find whatever's comfortable for you. Everybody's going to have a different position that feels okay for their hips, their legs, lower back. And once you've found that position, you're going to take a couple of deep breaths, inhaling through the nose, filling the belly, the chest. Exhaling through the mouth, sound or sigh. Continue that, inhaling deeply, exhaling completely. Bring one hand to your belly and one hand to your heart. Eyes can be closed. Face begins to relax. Inhale and feel your belly and your chest expanding out like a balloon, filling with air. And exhale completely, all of the air exiting your lungs. Continue this. Observing the breath. Feeling the movement under your fingertips. Maybe your heartbeat. Gentle buzzing of cells. This is your body, your time, for this sacred moment to be only with yourself. As you focus on the breath, begin to come into the present moment. And what does that mean? Observe your thoughts. Maybe thoughts of the past are arising. Even what happened a minute ago. Let that go. Thoughts of responsibilities, anxieties, worries. Maybe thoughts of the future are coming up, what is going to happen, and whether that brings excitement or anxiety. Let that be. And come into the place where your breath is. This space of infinite possibilities. This space of deep awareness. Inhale through the nose. Exhale completely through the mouth. Relax eyes back in their sockets. Jaw relax. Space between the eyebrows. And allow your hands to float off of your belly, your chest, palms face towards the front. They'll come off to the side. Inhale, sweeping arms up overhead. Reaching tall. Exhale, hands float slowly back down towards your side. Continue that at your own pace. Inhales fill you up, expanding, lengthening. And exhales, relax and soften. As you inhale, you're bringing in light, nourishment. As you exhale, letting go of what no longer is serving you, recycling it back to the earth. Take one more inhale overhead, reaching long, hands touching, pressing hips down into the surface below. Palms will come together, exhaling, hands to heart center. Inhale, press your palms together, rolling outer shoulders back and away. Exhale, shoulder blades down the back. Bring your chin towards your chest. And inhale, lengthening the back of the neck. Exhale, settling into this posture. This hand posture or mudra is one of gratitude and being humble. So take a moment to offer up any gratitude that you might have. And take a moment to be in gratitude for this body, for the health and the wellness that is there. Letting go of any thoughts of what you'd like to change, how you'd like to look. Let those go and focus on this deep health and wellness that is in your body. The countless times throughout the day that it comes into balance, cells communicating together to keep your breath going and your body nourished. If you'd like to create an intention for your practice today, beginning here on the mat and continuing throughout your day, take a moment to focus your mental energy on that intention. Inhale through the nose, release the hands, float them up overhead, reaching tall, palms together. Exhale, hands float back down by your sides. We'll bring our hands to our lap, palms facing down, and inhale, the chest comes forward, looking up towards the ceiling. Exhale, rounding the spine, coming onto the backs of your sits bones, chin in towards chest. Continue these seated cat-cows at your own pace. Inhales bring you forward, and exhales bring you in and back. Take one more inhale forward, and then exhale to neutral spine. Bring the right hand to the left knee. So opposite hand, opposite knee. The other hand's going to come back behind for a gentle spinal twist. Inhale tall. Exhale, sink a little deeper into your twist. Inhale back to center. And bring your left hand to your right knee, twisting in the opposite direction. Inhale tall. Exhale, twisting a little deeper. Inhale back to center. Bring your left hand down onto the mat on the side of your left hip. And then reach your right bicep by ear, taking a little side bend over to the left side. Inhale back to seated. The right hand will come next to the right hip on the mat. Left bicep by ear, reaching overhead for a side bend in the other direction. Inhale back to center. And we'll slowly come off of our props, whatever we're sitting on, to make our way into a tabletop position. If your knees are sore at all, you might place a blanket underneath the knees, or you might roll up the mat just for a little extra cushioning under the knees. And here in this first part of the tabletop, just freestyle a little bit. If you want to bring your hips from side to side or forward and back, whatever your body's calling for. Then we'll make our way back to a neutral tabletop. Lift up your left hand, spread all 5 fingers wide, and then place it back down on the mat, right below your shoulder. Lift up your right hand, and do the same. Lift it up, spread those fingers, and then place it back down on the mat. So you can see the space between your fingers. It feels like a really broad and strong hand. Look back towards your feet. If you can see your feet, hide them behind the belly of the thigh. And then once you've checked in, you've come into that alignment, have a relaxed neck. Inhale, drop the belly, look up towards the ceiling. Exhale, press away the mat, rounding the spine, chin in towards chest, tucking tailbone. Inhale, dropping the belly, closing the armpits. Exhale, pressing away. Center of the back, reaching up towards the ceiling. Keep that going at your own pace. And just observe how it is to have your breath in tune with the movement. Eyes can be closed. On your next exhale, come back to neutral tabletop spine. Walk the hands forward a palm's distance, a little wider space between hands and knees now. We'll take some hip circles. Inhale, hips over to the left and forward, and then over to the right and back. These can be really big, wide hip circles, or it might feel better to have them just be smaller circles. If you find a place where you'd like to pause, give a little extra love and attention, breathing into that part of your hip. And then come back to center and take those hip circles in the other direction. Make your way back to center. And exhale, just like we did in our cat-cows, tucking the chin in towards chest, tucking the tailbone. And here with that rounded spine, gently go forward and back over wrists, and then bringing hips back towards heels. This can be as deep as you'd like it to be. It doesn't need to be a big movement, but if it feels good to bring the hips all the way back, you can do that. And then come back to neutral spine, neutral tabletop. Here we're going to have hips over knees and come into an extended puppy pose, walking your arms forward, inhaling. Let's keep our hands more than shoulder distance, so a Y shape. Reaching the hands towards the front of the mat. Maybe your forehead comfortably comes to the mat, or you can place a block underneath your forehead. Inhale, spread the fingers wide, press into the mat, arm bones into sockets. Exhale, relaxing the shoulders. Gently rock your head from side to side. And then inhale, come back to center, press into hands, lift the forehead off the mat, and walk your hands back underneath shoulders. From here, let's swing our legs around so that we can come into a seated position. And then bring your hands next to your hips. Bottoms of the feet will come onto the mat, knees are bent, feet wide on the mat. Let both knees fall to one side and the next, like windshield wipers. Come back to center. And if you have a strap handy, it could be a yoga strap or a tie or a scarf, anything long, just have that close by. We'll come onto our backs and then bend your knees, hug your knees into chest, and gently rock from side to side. You could hold on to the front of your shins or the backs of your thighs. However is comfortable for you, where your shoulders can stay relaxed on the mat. You're not straining to hold on to your legs. Come back to center and release your legs back onto the mat. Bring your strap around the bottom of your right foot. Place a strap in each hand. The left foot will be flexed as if you're standing on a wall. If you can, begin to lengthen the right leg, pressing the heel up towards the ceiling. If this is too intense, you can always bend the right knee. And be mindful of pressing the right hip down into the mat. Continue to breathe. Bring both straps into your right hand. Place your left hand on top of the face of your left hip. And that's put there just so that you can keep that left hip facing up towards the ceiling. It's going to want to move with the right leg, but we want to try to keep it in line with the ceiling as much as possible. So that hand's there to keep you honest. Inhale, opening up your right leg to the right side of the room. If needed, you can bend the right elbow and bring it down onto the mat like a kickstand. If your right leg has come as far as it can possibly go and it's almost touching the ground at hips height, then you can begin to bring the right leg back behind towards the back wall behind you for a deeper stretch. If you've taken it back behind towards your shoulder, bring it back down to hip level. Inhale, bring it back up towards the ceiling. And now place both straps into your left hand. The right arm can come out to a T to the right side, or a cactus arm, a bent elbow. And slowly bring the right leg across your body towards the left side of the room. The right hip will lift off of the mat. If this is too intense of a stretch, you can always bend the knee. And here you could either look up towards the ceiling or look over your right arm. Continue to breathe, breathing into the right hip, relaxing your face. Inhale the right leg back up to the ceiling. Place both straps in each hand. Place a strap in each hand and bring both feet into the strap. Widen your feet to hips distance. And press your heels up towards the ceiling, pressing your lower back down into the mat. Inhale. Exhale completely. From here, bend both knees and widen them on the strap, coming into a happy baby. So if you can, widen the feet on the strap. You could stay holding onto the strap, or if happy baby is comfortable for you without a strap, you can bring your hands to the backs of your thighs or the outer edges of your feet and gently rock from side to side. Come back to center. Place a strap in each hand. And now the left foot is going to stay in the strap. Bend both knees. The right leg will go long on the mat. In this transition, it's important to keep the knees bent. And once you have the right leg long, the right foot flexed, then you can begin to lengthen the left leg. You might notice that each side is different. So don't try to force your leg into a different position or expect it to be where the other leg is. Be mindful of what your body is telling you. And each time you come into any pose in yoga, changes are happening. Nourishment is going to that area. Bring both straps into your left hand. The right hand comes to the right hip, keeping it in line with the ceiling, and slowly lower the left foot off to the side, keeping it at hips level. Again, if you find your foot coming close to the ground and this stretch is not going to go any deeper, then you can always begin to guide your foot back behind you towards the wall behind to deepen the stretch. Bring the foot back to hip level and then inhale it back up to the ceiling. Bring both straps into your right hand and bring your left leg across your body, lifting the left hip. The left arm is to a T, and you can look up towards the ceiling or over towards your left hand. Inhale back to center. And bend the left knee, removing your foot from the strap. Place the strap off to the side and bend both knees, bringing both feet wide on the mat. Arms can come to a T or a cactus arm, and let both knees fall to one side and the next. Come back to center. Take both legs long on the mat. Maybe shuffling the hips so that you feel flat on the mat. Inhale the right knee in towards chest. Hands could interlace over your shin or the back of your thigh. Point your left toes, pressing the heel into the mat. And circle the right ankle. Inhale, lengthening. Exhale, maybe sinking the right knee in a little closer towards chest. Inhale. Exhale, release the right leg long onto the mat. Maybe shuffling the hips. Inhale the left knee in towards chest. And point your right toes, pressing the heel into the mat. Circle your left ankle. Inhale, lengthening. Exhale, softening, going a little deeper. Inhale. Exhale, release your left leg. Shuffle the hips so you feel even on the mat. Bring your hands to the side, palms facing up towards the ceiling. You can play around with the distance between your hands and your body, finding that sweet spot where your shoulder blades are flat on the mat. Gently rock your head from side to side, releasing any tension in the shoulders and neck. When you're ready, you can come back to center with your head. Open and close the jaw, releasing any tension in the jaw. When you do close your mouth, let there be a little space between the top and bottom teeth. The tongue releases from the roof of the mouth, and eyes are gentle in their sockets. In this final resting pose of Shavasana, there's no need to do anything, to make any changes. All you have to do is simply lie back and receive the benefits of your practice. You can stay in this pose for as long as you'd like.